Hello, my name is Ward Broom with Lena Biosciences. At Lena Biosciences, we're positioning our unique platform to save lives by optimizing therapies for each cancer patient using their own tumor tissue. 1.8 million people in the U.S. each year are diagnosed with cancer. One in three of these patients die within 5 years from diagnosis. Part of the challenge is that every cancer in every patient is different. You can have the same diagnosis in two people, but the cancer is completely different in these patients. It's like two snowflakes. Although the precision medicines drug market, currently worth over $53 billion, is attempting to provide effective therapies, only 5% of patients benefit from targeted drugs, and most still have limited life expectancies. This is because the patients are matched to a precision drug, not the drug to the patient. What patients really need are individualized treatments which can match the available drugs to a patient's own tumor. For testing individualized therapies, currently the patient's tumor is grown in an animal host, typically a mouse, which is much different than the patient's body. The drugs identified for treatment in the mouse may not be ideal for the patient. The process for growing the tumor and testing treatments can take 4 to 6 months while the patient's condition continues to worsen. These processes are also expensive, which limits the patients who can afford testing. With its 30 plus years of combined experience in tissue engineering and life sciences, the core technical team of Lena and James has developed a solution to address these challenges. Lena is the founder and current CEO, while James runs the day-to-day lab activities. I'm joining the executive team to guide the business development and fundraising. Our advisors include Joe Beverly, Dr. Dixon, and Dr. Lee, all who have provided both technical and operational support. This is our solution, our patent-protected perfused organ panel platform. You can see the components here, which I'll describe in more detail momentarily. The benefits of our platform are truly remarkable. We have the capability to identify the best treatment for killing the entire tumor and potentially eliminate any chance of future metastases and drug resistance. At the same time, side effects typically accompanied with less refined treatments can be avoided. In addition, the platform testing results can be obtained cost effectively in a matter of days, both of which are good for the patient. These are a few key components of our platform. Our unique well insert design allows growing and testing of multiple 3D instances of the patient's tumor in a patient-like environment. And here's how it works. The permeable scaffold is surrounded by the appropriate media where the tumor grows. With up to 48 wells, you can have different media for different tests. Our programmable pump system and syringe push the synthetic hemoglobin substitute in and out of the tray to simulate two-way blood flow and deliver oxygen to the cells. The blood substitute's high density keeps it from mixing with the media and any reagents or drugs being tested. The media moves up and down, providing perfusion for the tumor, which is important since tumors over 1 millimeter in size are perfused. This patient-like environment is extremely effective for tumor growth. In summary, here's why our system works and provides an ideal patient-like tumor environment for complete and effective drug testing. We grow the original unaltered patient's tumor in a 3D patient-like environment, which includes simulated flow of a blood substitute. This combination ensures blood-like oxygen is delivered to the tumor for continued growth, metastasis, and drug resistance. The resulting higher drug metabolism rates ensure accurate drug testing results. Antibody drugs are also tested since they can be delivered via the simulated blood supply. And finally, potential immunotherapies can be tested since immune cells are intact. All tumor cells are tested and all drugs are considered. The 3D testing landscape is competitive and includes two main areas: drug testing in an animal host and drug testing using tumor cells in vitro or outside the body. In vitro includes testing on a chip and 3D organoids, while animal hosting, typically mice, does allow the growth of diverse cells in a living environment. As previously mentioned, the host is very different from the patient, and the process is time-consuming and expensive. Organ chips have the benefit of a shorter time to testing and include simulated one-way flow around the tumor for better cell diversity. However, blood oxygen is limited and one-way flow disrupts the cells. The process has high capital expenses and is prone to failure and doesn't fit into standard workflows. The 3D organoid is closest to the Lena bioperfused organ panel platform, but these processes lack cell diversity and blood oxygen delivery. There are several competitors in the 3D organoid in vitro field. These competitors, however, alter the tumor through chemical conversion to isolate cells. And then they re-engineer the tumor using some but not all cells which were present in the original tumor. And finally, they grow the re-engineered tumor without blood supply. The competitive processes keep and test only glucose-dependent or proliferative cells, which is not enough to prevent tumor recurrence. Since these processes don't deliver blood-like oxygen for growing all cells, they miss testing chemo-resistant cells and pre-metastatic cells. Summarizing what differentiates Lena Bio, the competition ultimately treats the tumor which the patient may have had 1 to 3 years ago, not the tumor with blood cells the patient has now. Our system helps determine the best treatment for the tumor the patient has now. The oncology market is huge, and by itself, precision therapy is a $53 billion global market and growing at a 10% rate. If we consider the U.S. alone for our platform, there are 1.8 million new cancer patients annually, and 80% of these patients will have surgery after diagnosis, meaning their tumors are available for testing. This creates an $8 billion market which will benefit from our disruptive technology. Let's take a quick look at our timeline and where we're heading. Our technology has been developed using multiple non-dilutive awards since 2016. Our first revenue was created by selling our products to biotech research groups, starting with the 12-well device in 2018 and adding the 48-well device in 2019. We added 2 key partners in 2020, which will help us expand our customer base. SpeciCare stores and provides human tissue for new therapy testing. The North American 3Rs Collaborative helps us secure interactions with the IQ Consortium of pharmaceutical and biotechnology companies. This will secure adoption and help us qualify the platform as a drug discovery tool. We're now developing our services model and looking to establish meaningful clinical relationships, Memorial Sloan Kettering being an immediate target. Our primary focus is now also on growing revenue. As we grow our preclinical services, we'll move towards our CLIA approvals, allowing us to provide full clinical services. And here are our revenue streams. First, we've been selling our products to the research market for the past 3 years with a recurring sales model and disposable products at significant margins. Our distributors and customers, several of which are shown, are in biomedical research and drug development. Many are publishing their results in peer-reviewed journal publications referencing our products. Second, we're now offering preclinical testing to pharma and are working to secure contracts to qualify the product as a cutting-edge drug development tool. We're focused on specific assays where the use of our product brings a high-value proposition. Once we secure trust and loyalty in the preclinical service market and establish routines with clinical sampling, we'll be confident and ready to offer clinical testing. We have multiple exit opportunities in all 3 revenue streams we're pursuing. A few examples of similar exit opportunities are listed at the bottom. To summarize, through our innovations, we're driving a new market in precision medicines. We're looking for strategic partners who share our vision for the future of cancer care. We have a solid track record and are in the fundraising mode. Please partner with us. Lena Biosciences, the future of individualized cancer treatments.